We're also going to make today beef vegetable soup. And the first thing we need to do is wash our hands. Now, at this time, they did not know about germs, but they did know dirty hands when they saw them. So we're going to wash our hands 1820s fashion. This basin is filled with nice clean water. Then we get some of our handmade lye soap and we lather up. And then we go over to the second basin and we rinse. The first basin will stay clear because all we're doing is wetting our hands. The second one will start to look milky, but that's just the soap. Okay, my hands are clean. The water will not be thrown away when we're finished. The clear water, the first basin, once we are finished with our hand washing, we will use that water to either wash our dishes or we'll wash our floors. We can give it to our animals to drink. It'll be used, but it will not be wasted. The soapy water, the rinse water, that won't be thrown away either. We'll either use it to wash our floors with. We won't give it to our animals to drink, but we will give it to our garden. We won't put it around our plants. We will pour it on our plants because bugs don't like the taste of soap any more than you do. So our hands are clean, and we're going to make vegetable beef stew. Now, today we have nice fresh meat to use. We've already cut it up. Okay. This is rather unusual because at this time of year, in the early spring, we probably would not have had fresh meat. We would have had meat that had been saved from last fall when the butchering took place. That meat would still be usable because we have either smoked it or cured it, but today we have nice fresh meat. And what we're going to do with this, since it's already cut up, we're going to put it in our big kettle. And then we're going to get it cooking while we clean the vegetables. But it needs something to cook in, so we have beef broth. Now, I made this yesterday. It looks like this. Okay? We made this yesterday, and what we made it out of was scraps. We had some meat scraps, we had some meat bones, we put them in water. We added vegetables to it, potatoes, rutabagas, some tomatoes, zucchini, whatever vegetable we had. We put that all in that pot. We cooked everything, we kept cooking it, cooked it some more, until we thought it looked dark enough, rich enough, and tasted good. And then we strained it so that all those vegetables and meat pieces were out of it, and all we're left with is the really good broth. So we're going to take that broth and put it in the kettle with the meat. And we're going to cook it. In addition, we are going to add some herbs and some spices so that it tastes especially good. We have some fresh herbs here. Again, this is rather unusual to have fresh herbs this time of year. Usually they would have had dried herb. This is a bay leaf. You put that in your food. It looks like this when it's dry. So we also have fresh rosemary, which we will be using today. It too can be dried. We have fresh thyme right here, and it can easily be dried, and it looks like this when it's dried. So we'll be using that. And parsley, which looks like this when it's fresh. And we said that the parsley can also be dried, and then it looks like this. You can dry that just as easily, and then it looks like that. So you have your fresh herbs all year long. But sometimes they're rather large, and you don't want to eat big pieces. So what you do is you get what's called a mortar and a pestle. And you can put your dried herbs in, and then you can mash them up, break them up into small pieces, which are much easier to eat than a big piece. So I've crushed my herbs, they're ready to go, and now all I have to do is add them to the vegetable soup. We don't measure. After you've cooked for so long, you sort of have a feel for how much to put in. You can always add more, but you can never add less. So go easy at first. Some of the herbs we're going to use today are fresh, like the rosemary. The rosemary is very pungent, so you don't need to use a whole lot. And we're going to use the fresh thyme as well as the dried, and that's easy. All you'd have to do is run it through your fingers, and you'll get those little leaves off that you need. And add that in. Once everything is in there, you need to put this over the fire. Now, we have a really nice brick fireplace here. This metal piece right here is called a crane because it has a long neck on it like the bird, and it means that I can swing this into the fire and keep my skirts out of the way. And then put it so that it holds in place over the fire. And that meat is going to cook, and while it cooks, we can clean the vegetables.